obviously excited for our kids, our team, and our program, and also for the league. I thought the Big Ten got a lot of respect getting 7 in, and and you didn't know. You look at the bracketology, and you felt pretty good. When it came down, there was 80 some or whatever our coaches looked at, and they said for the most part our average was going to be a 9, and I guess that's what I guess they know something, or somebody tells them something, so they were pretty right on that. So it's we're excited. After Michigan, you had a little bit of doubt. You didn't know if you were going to get in, and we got the opportunity. Hopefully our kids will grab the opportunity, and we'll make the most of this situation. Nice storyline with Coach Kruger, former coach here, a guy I've known for a long time, and has done a great job, whether it was here or at K-State. We went against him when I was assistant at Purdue there, and then he had the great run at Florida, and then now at UNLV. Been very, very solid. Got a team that, when you look at it, they beat Virginia Tech, they beat Wisconsin early in the year. I think started 9-0 or something, then lost a couple, and really since Christmas, lost to San Diego State 3 times, BYU 2 times, and Colorado State. So, and I think San Diego State and BYU were 2s and 3s. So they have a very, very good team, experienced team. Some guys that have some transfers, some older guys that have been through the wars, and I haven't had a chance to really watch them. I know several of our media went over to Illinois State when they played there, and they just took it to Illinois State pretty soundly in that game. So our coaches we have tapes, I think 4 or 5 already, and we'll watch tape and have a better feel of what they do. I know in the past, Coach Kruger always was very good, sound man-to-man defensive team. I think he's changed a little bit, more of a pressing, some trapping, variety of defenses, but that's something we can watch as we get into it with more and more tapes.
Just the reaction when the name popped up, when the kids were cheering or hooping and hollering, or.
I'll be honest, I wasn't in there with them, so I don't know. I'm sure they were excited. I know we were. You'll have to ask them that, but there was you still had doubt. It looked like we were going to get in, but I thought with Penn State's push, would they just go with 6 teams, and then who's going to get left out? Us, Michigan State, Penn State, Michigan. You just didn't know what would happen, but pleased for our league. I think the big thing for me is that. We challenged ourselves with the schedule, our league did. Derek gave me some, we've had 5 top 50 RPI wins, 10 top 100 RPI wins. Our schedule rating was tough, and our league rating was tough. And, when we look at it too, we got, you look at our losses, we got Ohio State twice, we got Purdue twice, some teams that are 1s and 3s, and felt like we could compete. So we have our league has a good product, and please, now we got to back it up. That's you get the opportunity. Now all of us got to step up to the plate and see what we can do.
Did the coaches watch this separate from the players?
It's kind of mixed up between the locker room and the office and the lounge and stuff like that. So.
With you, was there excitement or relief when you saw it up there?
I think I'm excited, but it's relief also because you didn't know, and last year was so hard to deal with, and even though you thought there was a chance, but you knew it was doubtful, and when it didn't happen, and it was tough to deal with, and I just hoping I didn't have to deal with it again to talk to the players, and so I hope they appreciate it. And we had a good practice today. We don't play till Friday, so we can maybe back down a little bit tomorrow, but get back after it on Tuesday. A lot of preparation on Wednesday. Leave Wednesday night. You'll have your practice at the place and the media obligations on Thursday, and then play Friday. I'm not sure. We'll find out the time later.
Do you think Given the fact that the game, no, the Big Ten tournament ended the way it did for you guys, the players feel like they have something to prove now.
I think all year. I mean, we have something to prove. You get an opportunity, NCAA. This is your last gas. This is it. If you're going to make any mark, you got to do it. Every team is tough. It doesn't matter who you play, whether you're a 5-12. I think 116 probably feels pretty safe. But other than that, anything can happen. And we have a tough game. We have a tough challenge. Obviously, just looking at they beat Wisconsin, they beat Virginia Tech. They have played good basketball all year. So we're gonna have to play one of our top games to have a chance to advance.
Do you think it's just a coincidence that they match up you and Kruger and then possibly you?
I think they always look for little storylines to add to the drama of March Madness, and I'm sure they don't take that much time to find them all. But when they pop up there and there's an opportunity, I'm sure it's something that they feel adds to the excitement. I'm sure CBS appreciates it.
Whenever you go against an older coach, Kruger, Painter, anyone, did you look back at some of the things that you guys did together, or are they off on their own now?
I never coached with Coach Kruger, but I just know him from all the years. And when I was assistant at Purdue at that time, when we went against him at K-State and at Illinois. So, but I think, like I said, I think he's doing a little bit of a different style this year with his guys. And I got to watch the games to have a true feel of it. But I know one thing: he is a very, very good coach, and that team will be well coached and play hard. I can promise you that. And some of you guys saw him. I think Paul and maybe Lauren or somebody saw him, so they have probably a better idea than them. I just never had a chance during the year to see him. You watch a lot of games, but they weren't somebody that I had that opportunity.
They don't use a true – I mean, they use 5 guys all over. Does this make it difficult for Tisdale in a game like this where they're going to be pressing all over and running people all over the court?
If you beat the press, he can sit back and make shots. And, I think, again, I don't know. I'm not even sure, what size their big guy is, and I haven't had a chance to really study it. Again, you might know more than me, and I don't even want to comment on that. And we'll get their last 4 games and look at them and see how we match up. We have played, teams that are smaller like Michigan. Playing small ball. Obviously, these guys might be a little smaller, but they are, I think, very athletic, and have some toughness from what I've been told.
It seemed that a lot of the Big Ten seedings were maybe higher than expected or projected. Did you think about that as they were popping up? Michigan and 8.
A little bit surprising. I didn't know if we'd get, obviously if we get 7, I was hoping, at least 6. And I guess again, it's the respect of the league. We were number 2 rated. We did win the ACC Big Ten Challenge again. We have some pretty good quality wins and a good schedule. So I think what happened was Ohio State jumped ahead of everybody, Purdue, Wisconsin, but the rest of us, I think there was such great depth in our league. And, because of the depth, everybody started questioning the league as a whole from the outside. And I just think we had good depth, and it was it's challenging to go, whether it's to Iowa or Indiana or wherever it is. It's not easy.
Experience from 2 years ago helps these guys, or do you think that even?
I think we talked about it already, and they know the focus has to be on UNLV, and that's it. And we know people are going to come to play; they're going to come to play, and we have to definitely match their intensity.
You talked about how it seems when they say the storylines, they try not to compare teams with histories, but in your experience, maybe at Purdue or Southern or here, have you been matched up in that kind of a situation where you
I don't. I'll be honest. We had here a few years ago the Virginia Tech SIU possibility, but other than that, I think there's some down the road or something you could have played somebody, but I don't remember any games like this. So.
Any questions from the phone lines for Coach Weber?
Coach Weber, this is David Haw from the Chicago Tribune. Congratulations on getting in. I just wondered if you could talk about how the mindset, can one NCAA tournament victory or a couple make up for what has been sort of perceived as a disappointing or frustrating year for you?
You know, obviously, if you finish strong, it's a positive, and you know, we've had some good moments this year. We've had some disappointing moments. And, you know, I'm just hoping for the kids' sake and the program's sake we can end on a positive note. And, you know, especially for our seniors. They've been through a lot of ups and downs. And you know, I'm hoping for their sake they'll rise up and play at a high level. And we can have some success here at the end.
That was such a difficult way to lose the other day. Where do you think these guys are right now?
And that's why it was difficult. I think we played so well for, I don't know, 28, 30 minutes. And we were, you know, it just seemed to be in such control of the game. And then it just, all of a sudden, it just went so quickly and turned. I know I just was sick to my stomach and, you know, just didn't feel very good about it because I thought here we're got a chance to maybe make a little push and we're playing so well and then it changed. So, you know, we brought them together yesterday and lifted weights just because we felt we needed to when we got back. And we went hard today at practice and they were good. So I think that was the things we felt we needed to address and keep them together. You know, and keep them on track to see if we can do something.
The other day, he didn't get a shot in the last 6-7 minutes, and would you like to see him to get back to where he's in a close game like that, maybe take a little more control and try to make more plays?
We got to find ways to get him open. I think he gets frustrated, you know, in the ball screen situations when people switch or jam him or, you know, they did a variety of things. And then he's got to have some patience and, you know, move without the basketball. We got to get him in some situations where he can use a down screen. And it's the same as a ball screen, but maybe they can't do some of the things that they do in the ball screen. So, you know, that's something, you know, we addressed a little bit today in practice, to be honest, to find ways to get him and, you know, Brandon or whoever, just to get him in situations where they're on the move and maybe he can make a play when the defense really picks it up.
Coach, was there any point in that game where you said, let's slow it down?
No.
Okay. What, in looking at the film at the last 6 minutes, did it look like the movement was the same as it had been?
No. It was not the ball movement, the cutting movement, the pushing the basketball. And, you know, it's something we've talked about all year. You know, when the other team, and then we even talked about halftime. They're going to make a push. They're going to raise their energy level. They're going to, you know, you got to match it, and you can't get on your heels. You got to play on, you know, be the aggressor and push the basketball. And, you know, it's one thing if we're walking it up, you know, there's a traveling call or a whistle blown, and, you know, you can call a play. But otherwise, we had good success with, you know, pushing it, moving it. You know, I didn't think we got any, you know, per se 3-on-0s or 3-on-1s, but we got them when they, you know, there was some, you know, maybe where it's 5-on-4 and we moved the basketball and we kept moving it until we got a, you know, an easy opportunity, a good scoring opportunity. And it definitely, you know, we definitely slowed up in the second half. And it was today we addressed that. That's another thing. It was two things we, you know, put on the board and talked about was getting a good, you know, even on a made basket, get a long outlet, push it, run the court. Don't start looking at the scoreboard and looking at the bench for, you know, go put pressure on the defense and see what we can get.
Do you think it's something that's starting to be inbred by the fact that it's happened before, that everybody's starting?
Well, I'm sure, you know, it's obvious that I don't think other teams, it's just more us that, you know, I think it's important. You got to go make a play, and we talk about all the time when they raise their energy level and they pick up the defense. If you walk it up, it helps them. Now, if you're pushing the basketball and get them on the run, and now you might get make them make a mistake and get an easy hoop, and I think that's hopefully we learn the lesson sooner or later. I hope it's this week, and we can take we get that opportunity again. We won't make the same decisions, and we'll push the basketball and maybe get some easy opportunities.
Coach, with DJ not able to contribute much the other day, and then of course Brandon being Dimitri's backup, both having to play so many minutes, was there some tiredness?
I think that might have been. I think even Tisdale, you hindsight, you look back and you maybe but Morris played 39 minutes, so I don't know. It's just I think especially for them to make plays and that maybe you give them a couple breathers more in the time, maybe middle of the second half, first half. And, I just hope somehow, we can get DJ where he's feeling confident. I don't even care if he shoots the basketball. He's just got to, be part of it and play defense and be tough and dive on the floor and move the basketball. I think right now he's trying to go make some plays that aren't there, and then he gets himself in a bind. And, now he loses confidence, we lose confidence. So, but we're going to have to take care of the ball if they're pressing and doing some of the things that they did earlier in the year.
Any other questions from the phones before we move forward? I don't hear any. Anything else here in the room?
With all these close losses, are your guys more mentally drained than physically drained?
I think that it takes a toll on you. There's no doubt. I know it takes a toll on the staff, and it's just human nature to have get frustrated, have some doubt, but somewhere again we got to find a way to work our way out of it and make some plays. The one thing I've told our guys too is you can win games by stops. We didn't get stops either. That's the thing, and then they got hot from three. They made some some shots. If they missed one of those or two of those, it might be a whole different game. So. I think that's the biggest focus is, one, we got to push the basketball. Two, we got to get Dimitri involved if we are in that situation where he can create and do some things. But also, just as importantly, we got to get stops and be focused on that also. And that gets the other team on their heel too if you get stops.
Film exchange. Do you guys have all these games in your library, or how you?
Yeah, I think they mentioned we had 6 already. So we'll then I would say by tomorrow afternoon we should be able to get their last games. There's a variety of different outlets that you can get tapes of games through. I mean, you got to really focus on the last stretch, the last 4 or 5 games to see where they're at.
This is a series that start. You guys.
Yeah, we play them in. Ironically, we play them in Chicago next year, and then go out to UNLV out to Vegas the year after. So, getting a little bit of a preview ahead of time.